Joyful greetings to you all. I'm so glad reflecting along with you on pride for the reflection series Minutes with Don Guanella. Pride is the chief of the 7 deadly sins that is defined as an excessive love of self. It disrupts and destroys the supernatural order in the creation where a created individual places one's own will and judgment above that of God, who is our creator. Pride is basically an idolatry of self, which is the extreme admiration of one's own existence. It can be so hard and most difficult sin to diagnose in oneself because pride passively hardens, ossifies our tender heart into a core of stubborn sin that further and further separates us from God and His love. Pride makes a person snobby, always braggy, demanding and commanding and belittling everyone around. When we deeply analyze, every sin that we commit in our lives is a sin of pride because it represents a turning away from God's will to serve our own will. Therefore, dear brothers and sisters, let us reflect about the 4 important types of pride that we struggle with in our daily lives. Number 1, pride of superiority. This is the typical narcissistic, entitled type of pride. It is manifested by an overbearing, critical, and argumentative attitude in our relationships. This pride of superiority would often seek to control others and gain outward markers of power and status. To check whether this pride of superiority has any hold in our own soul, we need to ask the following questions. Do I hold myself above others? Do I have a superior attitude? Am I prone to belittle others? Am I inclined to be bossy always? Do I speak ill of others? Do I insist on having the last word in the conversations? Or do I have an irritable disposition? Number 2, pride of timidity. It is a type of self-love that ironically manifests as self-hatred. People who are timidly prideful live in fear of what others might think about them. They may seem to be humble and feeble, but actually they are opposite of humility and fear. It is actually an inverted form of pride because it is still motivated by a disordered self-love. The key error with this pride of timidity is overvaluing, over-expecting, and over-dreaming about human opinions, human appreciation, and human respect and recognition, human acknowledgement than that of God. Some of the questions to identify this type of pride in us or not are these. Am I easily embarrassed? Am I too much self-conscious? Do I compare my talents with those of others? Do I exaggerate my weaknesses? Do I hide my talents? Am I so afraid of mistakes so that I don't try at all? Or do I stay with crowd, be it right or wrong? The third type, pride of sensitivity. It is another type of inverted pride that is quite similar to pride of timidity. It happens when self-love is being wounded. People with this pride want to feel bad and sad. They want to be always alone and aloof so that people would be in search of them. People would come in search of them and people would come and accompany them and console them, and there they get their false joy in themselves. To root out this type of pride, we need to ask the following questions again. Am I distrustful? Am I ready to accuse others of being unjust and unfair to me? Do I misjudge or misinterpret others? Am I unable to laugh at myself? Am I moody? Do I brood about things? Or do I carry grudges in my heart about others? The fourth type, pride of vanity. It is characterized by an excessive desire to gain human fame, respect, acknowledgement, and appreciation. But this excessive desire is seen outwardly and in typical arrogance and adamance. These people always seek to impress others and they wanted to be constantly held in high esteem. They are prone to showing off, performing, and they always wanted to be found in positions of influence. They always seek to please the others and seek the opportunity to maximize the attention to themselves. Dear brothers and sisters, to recognize this vanity in ourselves and to root out them, we need to ask the following questions. Am I vain about my talents, my status, my looks? Am I anxious to surpass others? Do I spend lots of time showing off on social media? Do I place high value on social media followers, likes, comments, and attentions? Do I exclude others for their lack of status and etc.? Or do I give God due credit for my gifts and abilities? So, dear brothers and sisters, how can we eradicate this sickness of pride from us and become holistically well and healthy in our relationships? It is only through humility. Just as pride is a lie about oneself, humility is the truth about oneself. Humility is the universal antidote to all forms of pride. Humility is simply a honest approach towards our destiny as beloved children of God. Because humble people neither overestimate nor underestimate their own talents and faults, but honestly acknowledge and repent of sins and defects. And they genuinely make use of their talents and gifts for the goodness of the others and for the glory of God. So, dear partners in mission, let us pray for humility. Let us practice humility because humility is the key to virtues, holiness, and contentment. My prayers, God bless you.